Picture this. You're watching the news about the Israel-Iran conflict, the real news, not my distilled liquid gold. I'm kidding, sorry. But what if I told you you're only seeing part of the story? Right now, as missiles continue to fly between these two nations, Israel has just cranked up its media censorship to levels we haven't seen in decades. You'll hear all kinds in the Western news, obviously, about the oppressive Iranian regime, right? Their media, forget about it. They're so oppressive, But it's Israel that's tightening the screws of the voice of the people. We're talking about 21 news stories being censored every single day. That's not a typo. 21 stories a day that Israeli or Israeli-based journalists think you deserve to know about, but the military censor says, shalom. Well, no, that's hello. They say, ein matzav. Here's what's wild. Israel ranks 112th out of 180 countries on the rankings for press freedom. That puts them below Haiti or South Sudan or Chad. And even though Chad's a Chad, I mean, for context, that's worse than many countries we typically think of as having restricted media. Israel's lower on the list. But of course, it's pro-West, so it's fine, right? They're a democracy, so, it's all good. Israeli journalists can't film impact sites, can't show damage from Iranian strikes. And here's the kicker. They can't even tell you when their stories have been censored. They can't say, okay, this is restricted media, so we can't report on this. It's like a blackout hiding behind a blackout. That's part of the censor, not to say what you can't talk about. Both Israel and Iran are controlling information during this conflict. Naturally, it's fair, right? But Israel's self-censoring has ramped up significantly, despite there being no risk of Iranian intelligence infiltration. So that's not a fear. Iran just doesn't have those capabilities to use the news, use footage from Israel to sort of try and assassinate, key Israelis. We'll talk about that in another video, why Iran doesn't do what Israel's been doing, which is, trying to decapitate the military leadership of Iran. Iran, on the other hand, has had to be careful because of embedded Mossad spies. Too much reporting, too much footage, and, you might give something away that then makes its way all the way up the flagpole to Israeli high command, and then is going to mess you up because airstrikes are going to be knocking on your door. Now, I'm not pro-Iranian, by the way. I'm not saying Iranian news is unrestricted and free and press freedom, they're number one out of. But if you or people you know consider Israel to be a country like the US or the UK in terms of press freedom, I want you to know the truth. I want you not to have the information after it's been through the filter of Western spin and it comes out looking like Picasso pictures, right? Paintings, sorry, not pictures. Sorry. Israel has a whole bureau that deals with just this. It's called the Israeli Military Censor. Look it up. Not many people know about it in the West, right? English speaking, the Western world is very pro-Israel. It's very hard to find the truth. Ordinary people on both sides, I acknowledge, are being left in the dark about what's really happening, even in their own neighborhoods. But I leave you with this clip, a clip of Iranian media. Yes, a woman, shock and horror. I thought they aren't allowed to leave the house. What are they doing with the Iranian woman on TV? She's reporting Iranian news before the building is hit by an Israeli airstrike, very symbolic, trying to silence Iranian media.
Iranian state TV came under attack during its live coverage.
For the unbiased news and analysis without the Western spin, I'm Mahfouz, and I'll see you on the next one.